Hey everyone, James here with WEDGE Concepts, and in this video I'm going to go over emergency funds, why it's important, how much you should have in it, and why I think you need it. So the reason why I made this video is because over the weekend my brand new vehicle, just bought it, 60 days old, well like 62, 63 days old, just purchased it, got hit by a box truck while parked in front of my house. Now I called my insurance company. They tell me I got two choices. Either I can pay the deductible now and they reimburse me later, which can take up to 6 months or even longer if they can, no guarantee. Or I could wait for them to do it, possibly drive around all summer in a broke up brand new car. So obviously I'm going to go ahead and pay the deductible. And this is why for me having an emergency fund definitely comes in handy. And for me, an emergency can be any unplanned expense, right? So if I need to pay a deductible, if the furnace goes out, or if the government shuts down, right? You want to be able to have easy access, to cash that you, in the case of emergency. And so, you definitely want to be able to have money set aside so that way when an expense comes up, it doesn't completely derail all of your expenses and your financial outlook. Because hypothetically speaking, let's say you lose your job or the government does freeze, and you go through your checking, you go through your savings, and then you start using your credit cards. Now what end up happening is you end up getting yourself even further in debt. And now when you start working again, now you spend the next 6 or 7 months getting out of debt. So we want to go ahead and prevent that, right? So putting money to the side, whether it be, keep it simple, $25 every pay period or $50. You might even want to open up a completely separate account, maybe with a credit union, because I believe some credit unions, you can even open up an account for $5 or so. I have a credit union, and that's where I have my money in my savings, because they can actually return more interest on the savings. Now you can definitely do that, or if you already have a bank, you can just open up another savings account, or if you're disciplined enough to where you just put it in your savings, that's fine too. You want to do whatever works for you. The goal here is that you want to be able to allow your fund to grow gradually over time, so that in the event of emergency, the funds will be there and you don't have to worry about tapping into your checkings or your savings. And having a completely separate account, it can also keep you from tapping, right? So if you have the money directly deposited there without you even see it, you'll be less tempted to go into it. All right, so just to recap, your emergency fund is not an investment and it's not your savings account. It's money put aside, right, in the case of emergency. So look at it more so as just like a safety net, right? So if your best friend decides to get married and, after meeting someone and only knowing them for 2 months, right, and they want to fly off to Hawaii, don't you want to be able to go there and support your best friend? If you have that emergency fund, you could possibly do that, right? Okay, so do me a favor, go ahead and click subscribe, and also leave me a comment or two. Let me know if you think it's a good idea to have a completely separate fund for your emergency funds, or are you disciplined enough to just have it in your savings and not to touch it? Also, check out my other videos, and let's build together. Peace.